Welcome back, JAGs. I'm Annika Vasquez.
And I'm Jordan Peters.
On today's episode, we see how seniors are taking advantage of their early release,
meets new faculty members,
and learn about the dangers of energy drinks.
This is JAG TV.
Seniors once again have the opportunity to have 2 off periods. Laura shows us how seniors are using this time now.
Seniors once again have the ability to take up 2 non-credit courses this year, as long as they have met certain graduation requirements.
The requirements for students to have senior release are they need to have all the credits required for graduation on their graduation plan, then built into their schedule. They have to have at least 5 credit-bearing classes and can have up to 2 periods off. And those seniors also need to have passed all their STAR tests and to have had a good attendance record from their junior year. So they could not have had any NCs or non-credits from junior year.
There are also transportation consideration for early release. Seniors must have a ride home, either self.
They do have to have a ride. So whether that be with a friend, with the parent picking them up early, or they can drive, they can have that senior release. And if they're not able to, then maybe they need to look at some another elective, or a student aid has been a great option for some of our seniors to give them a break from a class, but then they're still on campus.
Juniors apply for senior early release in spring through their course selection, but counselors are open to considering that things change during the summer for students.
And then we know at the beginning of the school year, some things change for students over the summer. They might get jobs, they might need to be helping out with little brothers or sisters, they might have other obligations outside of school, and so we do allow within those first first 4 weeks of school, if they want to apply for senior release and they qualify with all their credits and their STAR test and attendance, then we can still make that adjustment.
Senior early release allows students to have 2 extra hours of their day and use it to their benefit.
It's really good because I get home at 1:45 now, so I actually have time to go do things that I want to do. Every day pretty much feels like a weekend to me. I can go home, if I really wanted to, I could go downtown, I can go shopping, hang out with friends, so it's just like a weekend to me every day.
Having extra time gives time for seniors to focus on their mental health and improve it.
I think that early release gives me a little break on my mind because I'm able to get out early and I'm able to calm down after all of the studious activities I've done.
Seniors want to let juniors know that it's definitely worth it to be able to get early release, no matter what you do with the time.
Oh, take it, like 100%. Like I know I have a couple friends who aren't doing it, and just like comparatively, I feel like they're struggling a lot more than I am. I'm taking more college level classes this year, and like I actually go home, I have time to do the work. I don't have to stress about it at like 5 o'clock. Like I actually have time to go home and do it. So I would totally do it.
From the counseling office for JAG TV, this is Laura Andrade.
There's one thing that seniors agree on, and that is that extra time is helping them earn some extra money.
While caffeinated beverages have become a prominent sight on campus, their growing popularity is raising serious health concerns. Annika tells us more.
Getting used to a school routine again can be tiring, and some students find help in energy drinks. But these quick sources of energy can open doors to some negative health risks.
So there's a strong association between uncontrolled hypertension, including like palpitation, heart racing. There's a lot of association between energy drink and arrhythmia.
Even with these known risks, some students are still willing to consume these kinds of drinks with hopes of finding some quick energy.
I just saw my teammates drinking energy drinks just to get a little boost during practice, and so I thought I would start trying them out too. And then I noticed that the more I was training during the year, the more I'd start drinking them because I'd have double practices, 6 to 8 hours a day, and the more I trained, the more energy I needed because I didn't want to be tired at practice.
While the market grows, the search for a healthier alternative continues to raise concerns too.
It's just try to seek more healthy options as an energy source, including, let's say, if you are consuming energy drink as a source of energy, you can switch from energy drink to maybe yogurt is a very good source of energy drink. Also, the nuts are one of the best energy source of to switch from energy drink to nuts or yogurt.
This level of consumption can also affect the way your body reacts to these high levels of caffeine, which in turn results in the need for more of them in order to feel more energetic.
They don't really affect me as much. Like, caffeine doesn't really have an effect on me anymore because I drink them so much. Like, I will literally be yawning by first period if I don't have a Celsius in the morning, and I'll get a headache.
Energy drink side effects can vary, but there are some commonly associated with cardiovascular issues and should be addressed quickly.
Many patients refer that they have heart racing or heartbeats, or they have a skip beating. So that's a very, very, very common symptom that you have to be aware of.
Make sure to rest and think about the consequences a sweet drink can have on your body before making that purchase. For JAG TV, this was Annika Vasquez reporting.
So next time you try energy drink, think about the long-term effects and what alternatives could work for you.
As the week comes to an end, Rebecca shows you what you may have missed.
We're not in district play for football yet, but last week during Flex, seniors gathered in the gym for the first pep rally of the year. And during the month of September, ASL students are celebrating National Deaf Awareness Month. We talked with Kiana Zachary, the ASL teacher, about what Deaf Awareness Month is all about.
Okay, Deaf Awareness Month is when we learn about deaf history, their culture, their experiences, and just more about their language, and just appreciating and just realizing the things that they experience.
If you want to learn more, the National Deaf Center has an article on their website under the Resources tab that's all about deaf awareness. For JAG TV, this has been Rebecca Sabin.
Talking about suicide can be scary,
and it can feel overwhelming. But in these hard conversations,
there is also hope,
because talking about suicide can help prevent and reduce it.
This week is National Suicide Prevention Week. Be the one to create hope through action. There are 5 action steps.
Step 1. Be the one to ask if they're having those thoughts. It's okay to ask.
Step 2. After you ask, be the one to be there for them. Step 3. Be the one to keep them safe. Don't leave them alone.
Step 4. Be the one to connect them with help.
Step 5. Be the one to follow up.
Be the one to make a difference.
The campus welcomed 2 new administrators this year. Mickey introduces us to these new APs.
There are 2 new faces in the front office this year. Assistant principals Holly Glasgow and Michael Strunk.
So far everybody's felt like a family. The expectations are really high, but it's not just like shooting for the stars out of reach. It's high expectations and high achievement without like with a family atmosphere at the same time so far.
Glasgow was on the campus last year, but as a social studies teacher, admits her day as an administrator is much different.
So far the most challenging thing is making sure that my work is balanced and getting all my things done, because there's nothing typical. I think I have a plan for the day and then something changes and I can't get that done.
Both of the new APs have a lot of experience in education prior to working in administration.
I taught economics and I was a coach for those 14 years before I became a principal.
I had been working toward being an administrator for a really long time, and I knew it was the next step in my career. I felt like the classroom was ready for some newer, younger teachers who had some different ideas, and I was ready to start being in the role of mentoring those teachers.
For JAG TV, this is Mickey Hutchings.
And you may have noticed 2 new faces in both the clinic and library as well, including a returning Johnson teacher. Here's Riley with the story.
On top of welcoming new students to campus this year, Johnson has also welcomed both a new librarian, Renee Canales, and a new nurse, Monica McCool.
So I was a teacher here. I used to teach English 1, I taught English 2 honors, I taught English 2 GT, English 3 AP, English 3 AP GT, and so because I loved being a teacher here for so long, I wanted to come back and have the opportunity to work with our students once again.
We just relocated to San Antonio. We're a military family. We were in Hawaii and we just moved here, and we were looking for where we wanted to send our kids to school. And so everything that we read said NEISD was the best in the area. So we moved to this location, and then when I was looking for work, I wanted to be in the same school district as my kids. So I was looking at opportunities within NEISD, and Johnson had an opening.
Both of these new staff members bring a new skill from their former careers and classrooms.
I'd really like to see if we can get some classes started that are just things like learning how to crochet or learning how to draw caricatures. One of the things that I am working on and hoping for is just getting a laser cutter for in here that we would be able to offer to some of our other like SEPT classes, or even invite students to come in and create projects themselves or to have available for some of the other groups on campus.
And on top of planning for new opportunities and things to add, there is still a lot to get used to on campus, like the ins and outs of the nurse's office and what you can expect to see every day.
We see a wide range of conditions here that we take care of every day. We never know what's going to walk through our door, and typically see 50 to 75 kiddos a day for varying needs.
And with learning how things work comes learning about the Johnson community along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to just getting to know the Johnson community more and learning more about this role. I came from a background in the hospital in pediatric ICU setting. It's very different from school nursing. So I'm still very much learning the ropes and the different protocols and how things work.
Well, I was an English teacher. I was an English teacher here for many years, and so my love of books definitely got me interested in being a librarian, but also to be able to be support for teachers and be support for students on a much larger scale.
For JAG TV, this is Riley Shosh.
If you're interested in any updates to the library, remember to stay tuned for activities on the announcement or posted in the library.
Now here's Ethan with JAG Sports.
What's up, Jags? Welcome back to JAG Sports. This week we have action from the gym to the gridiron. This is JAG Sports.
And here comes the shot ball.
First up, we have cross country. They compete tomorrow at the Islander Splash in Corpus Christi. Next, we check in with tennis. They faced off against Madison last Friday at Blossom, with the Jags winning 10-0. Next up, we have volleyball. Our girls faced off against Steele last Friday. The Jags won 3-0. They play Brandeis tomorrow at Northside at 7 p.m. Our football team faced off against the Warriors last Friday. After a slow start in the first half, the Jags come out of the break down 24-10. The Jags drive down the field and get in the end zone with Aaron Crawford. Piper responds with their own touchdown to almost put the game out of reach. Elvis Estrada comes back with a touchdown of his own late in the game, but in the end the Jags fall 1-1 with a score of 38-24 after a great second half fight. They travel to Alice tomorrow night to play McAllen Memorial. That's all for this week, Jags. See you next time with more Jag action.
And here comes the shot ball.
Theater's next act is an old classic, Clue. Naima takes us backstage for a preview.
At first, it was a board game, then a movie. Now it's coming to the Johnson stage.
And this show is literally like a comedy. It's just a dramatic comedy. This is a really, really well-loved movie and show by our directors. So they have a very specific vision of what they want to see on stage. And they're making sure that that happens.
To prepare, there was more than just memorizing lines. Because this plays a comedy, the actors are relying on each other to make the scenes work.
Especially for this show.
Especially for this show, it's just like the directors put it like when there's one person, there's 9 people, and that's very true because whenever there's like only one person on stage, or you think there will be, there's everybody else that's there, and it's a very collective show.
The actors are also learning what it's like to assume a whole new personality.
I'm someone else who's like very like not like that and very reserved, very different from in comparison to what my last roles were.
Well, if you've never seen the movie, Miss Scarlet is definitely an interesting character, but I feel like she's very headstrong and she's very stubborn, and she's just a very empowered person because of what she does, like as a career, I guess you could say. And because of that, she just doesn't let anyone tell her what to do.
Acting is, it's more of an interpretation of how you personally would like to portray this character, and like don't act like there's an audience, act like it's just so that you're allowing the character to live.
The first show starts on the 19th through the 21st at 7 p.m. The last show is going to be on a Sunday the 22nd at 2 p.m. For JAG TV, this has been Naomi Carey.
For more updates before our next show, be sure to follow us on Instagram at JAG Student Media, on our YouTube at JAG TV.
That's all for this week. See you next time, Jags.
AB Brain Red Exam CTJ Edition.
If you get this all right, you have infinite aura. Question 1. Who is the bald man? If you answered Mr. Berg, you are correct. Question 2. Fill in the blank.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Question 3. If you get this wrong, you have got to be kidding me. Who is calling? If you answered Frake Bob, you are correct. Question 4. Who is Unk? Mr. Strunk is the correct answer. Question 5. Super difficult. What state do they use doubloons in? Ohio is the answer. Question 6. If you pass this, you are the biggest bird. If you see this many absences in Skyward, what are you? If you answered 10, you are cooked.